You're looking for Predator, aren't you?
Yes.
Ah.
Hey y'all, welcome to Ryan and Robert Rants. We are starting our new ranked series. Robert, would you like to let them know which one this is?
Yes. So if you've been watching our previous, if you've been making it to the end of our previous videos, you will know that we are starting, as you can see in the background, the Predator franchise. We were hoping to time all this, to come out for Predator Badlands. As of this recording, it'll be coming out next week. Things got we'll just say things got out of hand a little bit, got busy, but here we are. We're there.
We made it. We made it, damn it. We made it. We said we
Yes.
would do it and we are. But yeah, regardless of it coming out in a week, we still, staying true to our word. Still want to do this. This is one of those interesting franchises too. It's one of those where
Yes.
if I start watching it, I'm a completist. It's like Back to the Future, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Like I start the first one, I gotta keep going until I finish. So yeah, and today, which one we gonna be doing, Robert?
Well, we're going to be doing the one that started it all off with 1987's Predator. This one is starring Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, the
Yes, the,
Governator.
the
The
Governator
Terminator, the
himself.
Governator.
It made me want a baconator. I'm really hungry right now. But speaking of hungry, hungry to know more about Predators. So, just like in our previous rank series, we're going to be talking about the movie. We'll do a little breakdown, a little plot synopsis of it. We'll talk about what worked, what didn't work for us. Go over, just a little bit of trivia for it as well, some little notes that we take. We'll do our out of 10 rating, our final thoughts, and then finally, the whole point of rank series and Robert's brainchild, the tier list. Where does this movie rank for us on the tier? So, stay tuned. As we do in all of our rank series and a majority of the movies we talk about, we will be spoiling this movie. So if you
We're going to
haven't
be
seen this,
spoiling a movie from that's pretty much as old as me. So, guys, if you haven't
yeah,
seen it, I mean, by now, do
you'd be
yourselves a favor.
surprised.
Yeah, I
You'd
know,
be
I know.
surprised. There's something I'm gonna mention when we talk about this one a little later. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So let's go ahead and start off with that plot, Robert. Would you like to tell the audience what this movie's about?
Yes. So I created a short little plot synopsis. I'm trying to keep these brief now. But yeah, so the movie begins with Major Alan Dutch Schaefer, played by, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and his elite paramilitary rescue team. They're deployed to a remote jungle in Central America. I don't recall, but I'm not sure if it's named or not. I think they've later kind of named it like I think it was in Guatemala or something and later iterations, but I don't think it's necessarily named in this movie. I think they were purposely keeping it vague due to like I guess the political climate of the time. But anyways, they are in Central America in the jungle of Central America. Their mission is they're a paramilitary rescue team, right? So they're going to be sent in to conduct a hostage rescue, and it's later to be revealed a cover for a black ops mission to eliminate a Soviet-backed guerrilla camp. Dutch is shadowed by his former commanding officer and CIA agent Dylan, played by the late great Carl Weathers, R.I.P. But yes, after successfully wiping out the camp, the team discovers the bodies of a few Green Beret members who were, they were gruesomely executed. They were strung up and literally skinned alive. They might not have been alive, but they were skinned. um, but as they, trek toward the extraction point, the commandos realize they are being hunted by an unseen enemy that possesses sophisticated cloaking technology and heat vision. And one by one, the team's members, including characters named Pancho. This one is played by Richard. Is it Chavez? Chavez?
Travis.
I don't know. Chavez, right? Mac, played by Bill Duke.
You.
He's he's a great actor. Blaine, played by Jesse Ventura, who's also later becomes a governor. um, and Dylan and another character named Dylan, and they're all brutally killed. Dutch, who the sole survivor of his team, realizes the creature hunts based on body heat. He covers himself in mud to mask his thermal signature, effectively leveling the playing field. The creature, a technologically advanced alien hunter, uh, I guess known as, for the movies called the Predator, but they're actually, I think the pronunciation is Yautja, but I don't think they're necessarily called that in this film. But yes, they are I guess the titular character, right? But yes, he reveals himself in all of its I guess practical Hollywood makeup glory, which is, we'll get into it, but yeah, practicality, guys. In the final confrontation, Dutch sets up an elaborate series of traps and he manages to wound the alien. The predator activates a self destructive device on his wristband, on his gauntlet, I guess. That I think they say, I don't know if it's in this one, but maybe I think it's in later films, that was it 300 city blocks, this explosion. Um,
Yes.
so Dutch narrowly escapes somehow by running through the jungle, escaping a 300 city block explosion again somehow. But this leaving the Predator's hunt fulfilled but unfinished. And Dutch is later then rescued by a helicopter from the extraction point. And that is the conclusion of this film.
You. Very nice summary. Very,
Yeah,
very nice. I liked it. Short,
keeping it short and
condensed.
sweet. Yeah, much like
So,
the plot of this movie.
dude, for real. Speaking of, let's get into it. What worked for you? Or do you want to do what didn't work? What do you feel like doing?
I can kind of, well, I can start off what I did like about it. So this movie right from the rip just starts. Like there is no like we're easing into it. Like you get, like, I believe it opens up with like a scene in space where you see this alien spacecraft just comes in, boom, I think I don't know if it's like an escape pod or whatever it is, kind of lands on Earth, and we go and it transitions to the helicopter dropping in Dutch and his team in Central America. Like we start right from the rip, so I appreciate them. Like there's not a whole lot of buildup, at least to begin the film, and I kind of like that, given the runtime I believe was an hour and 47 minutes. So they weren't wasting any time introducing all of the characters on this team. Um, but this movie for sure is typical 80s. Like if I envision the 80s, I guess machismo type movie, this is like that movie.
Heat,
um
sweat, steam.
yes, just big guy, like big muscular guy. Okay, guys, you've seen the meme on the internet with the Arnold and Carl Weathers, like handshake with the big, yeah. You guys seen it? That's from this movie, so you guys know.
You
But
son
I
of a
mean,
bitch. Which they
yeah,
ended up putting in Helldivers too, which I respect so
nice,
much.
nice. But a lot of other things that I liked. I mean, obviously, I love the design of the creature. I guess we'll just, for the sake of this, since I don't think they've been named yet, we'll just call him the Predator. I love that it was all. I mean, obviously at the time, right? So a lot of it was most of it was practical. It was a guy in a suit, and if you actually watch like behind the scenes, Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to be playing another version of the monster in this film, and it just looks so, like, obviously it was unfinished, whatever, but just the creature design was just so bad, and it was just not good. But what they went with this one, it's honestly the creature. I don't think they could have designed a better creature for this.
No.
And it's lasted the test of time. Here we are, like almost 40 years later, and it's pretty iconic. Not only is like the actual armor and like the Predator mask is iconic, but actually the underlying, what's below the mask and what they actually look like, is also iconic. So you have two different design elements that made this creature like recognizable 40 years later. Because you could just show it. I mean, people probably don't know they're called Yautja, but they can be like, oh, that's Predator right off the bat. So I mean, I thought Stan Winston and his design team did an excellent job with creating this creature. Um, but I mean, other than that, I mean, like I said, the action sequences were great. The cinematography was pretty good. Shooting. I believe most of it obviously wasn't shot on look. I don't think it was shot in Central America. I'm not sure, but I know it was shot like at least in an area that's wasn't shot on set, right? It wasn't in a soundstage in like Los Angeles or I guess Vancouver now most of the stuff. But this was I believe shot like on location, but I don't think it was necessarily shot in Central America. I'm not entirely sure where it was shot. I could look that up. But other than, I mean, like I said, just like start from the start to the end. I mean, you have your 80s, I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, key member of like those 80 movies, straight action. I mean, there's a lot to enjoy if you're like looking just to have a good time watching it. But those are the few things that I liked. And I also liked towards the end how even as big and like this hulking as Arnold Schwarzenegger could be, he was still for sure outmatched, strength, speed, everything, right? So
Height.
it took, yeah, like think of Arnold Schwarzenegger and then just like he's just like he's made to appear shorter, like smaller, like everything, weaker. Like I mean, Mr. Universe, right? How many times did he win the Strongest Man or Mr. Universe, whatever competitions he won? Like world class bodybuilder, right? And he's just getting like kind of tossed around by this creature. So I like the fact that it starts with here, and you see it in subsequent films how it's not always the strongest that is necessarily, I guess, the alpha, right? So you have to use your brain as well as your brawn to like kind of be the apex predator. And I think they did a good job, like starting like beginning with this film, and like I said, we see it in subsequent films. But I think it was that final like I guess match off between Arnold and the Predator was really well done.
Yeah.
So
Anything
how
else?
about you? No, I'll let you. I'll give you your time. How about you? What did you like?
So I agree with almost everything you said. The runtime. That's a big thing for me. Hour and 47 minutes, that's all this needs to be. Especially because they sort of set up the plot with, going in and everything that they're doing with their mission, but then it turns into a completely different movie after that. It's
Yeah.
like the mission's just abandoned completely. And it's like, oh, we got to deal with this. So it's one of those things where it flips on a dime. The opening sequence in space still looks great at the beginning. Like I really enjoyed that. I put that hand grab again, the the freaking the clap.
Of course,
It's iconic.
it
Practical
is.
effects. I freaking
Yes.
love practical effects. I miss practical effects. Please use practical effects as much as you can in movies. Like you said, actual locations. Like even if it is designed on a set, like it's the fact that it looks real. It's not in the what is it called, the volume or
Yeah.
whatever it is, a blue screen or a green screen. Like this is actual. Like they put time and effort into designing these sets. The compound raid always makes me laugh with just like you said, like it's the 80s cheesiness, like everything you could want, just like explosions and stuff
Machine
like that.
gun, like what was Jesse Ventura? He had the minigun.
Yeah, you're just mowing it down, and then Bill Duke picks it up and just.
Yep.
I do like how the Predator is slowly revealed. I love
Yeah.
that it's not just okay, here he is. It's like we're slowly peeling back the layers. Like even like by the end of the movie when he takes the mask off, and you realize, oh dang, there's more. Like it's
Yep.
slowly unveiling him. I love Alan Silvestri's score in this
One of the
movie.
best.
It did make me want to watch Back to the Future though because they were made like really close together, so it's like you could hear a little Back to the Future in there. But yeah, I mean, it's a really great score. It sets the tone of this movie, that sense of dread, of adventure, but also like it's actually pretty creepy. Like it hits when it needs to. Let's see. I do have some general notes, but I mean, I'll get to that in a little while. Now, let's switch gears. What didn't work for you?
I mean, so as much as I appreciate like the movie just jumping in, the plot is at least a little bit thin, right? It is just kind of a run of the mills. It's straightforward, right? There is not. I mean, and you don't, and not every film needs it, right? But it is there's hardly any layers. Yeah, it has that like that switch, right? You think this is just going to be a rescue mission, and then like I don't like maybe even not even a third of the way through, like oh we're done with that, and you're like oh so what's the rest of this movie, right? I mean obviously we know something's going to happen because we still got like an hour or whatever left, hour plus left, but and most of the characters outside of like Arnold and maybe Carl Weathers' character, they don't really get a whole lot to do in terms of they don't have a whole lot of layers. I mean, you got like Shane Black's character just doing all these like I mean, look,
Quips.
yeah, they're probably not they probably didn't age well the jokes and whatever it is. Uh, apparently he did them himself. Like I think he
I
wrote
believe it.
those. I believe he wrote those lines himself, and because I think he might have gotten hired on as a writer, and I think the only way that they were able to do a passover of the script is let him have you know if I'm not mistaken, it was something like that. But some of his jokes exactly don't age well in terms of I guess
Today's
appropriate.
climate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Where everything offends everybody. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, like it would have been nice to have some of the other characters because I mean the cast is pretty stacked,
Yeah.
right? So I mean they're kind of all like caricatures of or modern trope characters where you got like just like think of a good way, but kind of a lesser way is think of the Expendables, where you just bring all these like iconic characters together, and they're going in, but like it's kind of the same thing. They're might not might as well known as like your Jet Li or everybody else who was in those movies, your Terry Crews, right? But in here you have a pretty stacked cast, but they weren't given a whole lot to do except I guess shoot guns, which again
Yeah.
typical 80s action movie. um,
That's
but
all you need. That's all you
yeah,
need.
and as much as I love the the whole overall character design, I couldn't help of the Predator. I couldn't help but notice when he's punching in the thing on his gauntlet,
Yeah.
you can kind of see where the his fingers like end right here, but it still extends like this because he's punching it like he's got
Yeah.
press on nails or something, like. And I was just like, it was kind of funny. Yeah, yeah, it's like kind of funny. It's just like
Like
you know,
Peter, Family Guy with
yeah,
the.
like but
Nah, I can talk.
but um but yeah, I mean there honestly isn't a whole lot that I didn't like. I mean, we obviously don't get to know too much about the origin of this creature, which for this movie I think is fine. But it definitely left you wanting more, which is something you might want from a movie, especially if you're trying to spawn a franchise, right? Which
Yeah.
it obviously did, and you can kind of build on that as the sequels go on, hopefully in much better ways than some of them did. But I mean, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to like learn about this creature when you're just encountering it for the first time. But I mean, a little bit more for the creature would have been nice. But I mean, that's just me kind of nitpicking because I mean, we got a pretty cool design overall. But I mean, there's not a whole lot I didn't like. But how about you?
Yeah, so first, thank you. I mean, you are right with what you said, especially when it comes to I love what you said about the Expendables. The whole reason the Expendables exists is because of a movie like this. This is
Yep.
the foundation of what, like you said, it established the 80s action star. The
Yep.
80s action star is just a regular guy who just happens to be super jacked that's thrown into these situations where it's like, well, I gotta use my muscle to get out of this. Um, so it's like it's
Yeah.
that there's a reason they're called 80s tropes is because this is the foundation of that, and I love them. That's what I'm here for. Now, what didn't work, this one's gonna get a little, it's not directly with the movie itself, but it is in a way. So let me explain what I mean. When it comes to this movie, I have to be in the mood. to watch this movie. It's not one that I can just put on or be dropped in the middle of and be like, "Oh, Predator, let me finish it off." Um, like I've stated previously, it took me almost a week to watch this movie. Now, a big reason on top of that too is not just because of the movie itself, but it's because I had done a rewatch earlier this year of all of the Alien movies and all of the Predator movies back to back. So everything was still fresh in my mind, and for a movie like this is one that I revisit every couple of years. This isn't like an annual like, oh, Predator Fest, let's go. Like it's this is one that I really have to be in the mood for. So, like I said, that's one of the things that doesn't work for me as far as a movie goes. And the repeat viewing, I don't mind watching this movie, but again, it's one of those. It's just I gotta be in the mood and mindset to watch this movie. But that's the only thing that really doesn't work for me. I mean, other than that, it's like I said, it's an 80s movie. I did want to go over, since that's pretty much the only thing I have, I wanted to go over some of the notes that I took.
Yeah.
And this applies to both and applies to none at all. I do want to mention the fact that this is John McTiernan's like first big movie. One of the things I was reading about was how Shane Black was actually brought on not just to write the movie, but to sort of keep an eye on John McTiernan since this was like his first go out the gate. So just make sure to wrangle him in and stuff like that on a big budget movie. Which I was looking at John McTiernan's IMDb history because he's a director that I love his movies, the ones that I've seen at least, like Die Hard. Die Hard is one of
Yep.
my favorite movies of all time. I freaking love Die Hard. I love Die Hard with a Vengeance. I actually saw Die Hard with the Vengeance first before I saw any of the other ones. Hunt for Red October was a big one for me growing up as a kid. Last Action Hero. I did see Medicine Man a long, long time ago, but I don't remember anything. I never really saw 13th Warrior. Fuck Rollerball. I like Basic. I stick by Basic. Basic's a pretty decent, like low budget, run of the mill movie. I don't know if you ever saw that one with John Travolta.
I think I've seen bits and pieces when it came on TV one time, but I
Yeah.
was never really a John Travolta fan. So
See, and I was. So that
yeah,
was like it was one I watched when I got older. But his first movie has been on a list for me for a while, and I haven't seen it yet, but I want to check it out. It's called Nomads. It's a horror movie, and let me see if it's on. Oh, apparently, it's on Prime and AMC.
nice.
So I might check that out this weekend because it's Pierce Brosnan in a horror movie too, and it's like scruffy Pierce Brosnan. So I mean, it looks really interesting. So I definitely want to check that one out. But like I said, I think he's a really cool director. I wish he would come back, but I'll let you look up all the stuff that he's had go on in his life because I can see why he won't be coming back. But I mean, it would be great just to get like one more John McTiernan action movie out of him. But some of the notes that I took, dude, at the beginning, all those sunglasses, so much sunglasses. They all get off the chopper, just sunglasses. I did have a question for you at the beginning. Did they take transportation just to travel a few feet to the building, or was that just editing? Because it looks like they dropped them off just to take them. Like, okay, you're a few feet over here. Um, there's a line. I heard about that job you pulled off in Berlin, Dutch. I want to know more about that job in Berlin.
Right?
Shane Black foreshadowing Quentin Tarantino is one thing that I wrote. Jesse Ventura's line, slack jawed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, we'll never hear that again.
Nope.
I like that the Little Richard music is diegetic, so when it's switched off, you can feel a tone shift in the movie. Then the score kicks in once they're on the ground, because it's like, oh yeah, we're blasting the music, but as soon as it turns off, there's a tone shift immediately in the movie to where it's like, okay, this is the movie it's gonna be. The helicopter in the trees looks really good. Again, practical, basic. Billy finding those bodies in the trees, they look great. Again, practical effects. The
Yeah.
Foley work on when the soldier gets hit by one of the gorillas and then shot. So 80s. So 80s. Let's see. Stick around. Oh yeah, the lines. Stick around. Knock knock. Jesse Ventura. I ain't got time to bleed. You set us up. It's all bullshit.
Yeah. It's all like all one-liners.
Billy has one line that I did write down that I thought was hilarious, and it's a Shane Black line. I wouldn't waste that on a broke dick dog. Carl Weathers yelling in Spanish. We needed more of this. I want more Carl Weathers speaking Spanish. Towards the end, Arnold's Tarzan yell. The Predator heating up his blade like a spoon, like he's getting ready to, shoot up.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty
Yep.
funny.
Go break bad.
Um, yep. Mm-hmm. The stump crushing the Predator looks so comical when it drops down on him. God, like you said, the explosion from the helicopter looks so bad.
Yeah.
It looks really bad. I don't know if you watched the credits, the cast with the 80s smiles during the credits where they're like,
We need more credits like this.
we do. We need to bring that back. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I had, like, as far as the notes. And like I said, just the general knowledge of the movie. One of my favorite trivia bits, and it's not even from reading the trivia on here, it's from an interview that he had done. And it was, oh my God, drawing a blank. What's his face? Peter Cullen had done when he was asked about how he came up with the sound of the Predator, the Predator's quote unquote voice.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was, I don't know if you've ever seen the video of it, but he talks, do you know how he came up with it?
I remember seeing part of that interview, but I don't recall what he said. But I do remember them talking about it at one point because I was like, "Oh, Peter Cullen, I mean, that's Optimus Prime right there."
Yeah, freaking royalty, freaking voice acting
Exactly.
royalty, dude, the king, if
But no, I
anything.
I can't recall what he had said.
So he had said that they had brought him in, they had shown him the sketches of the alien. He didn't want to do it initially. He was like, no, like, I'm done with it. He had just done King Kong, so his voice was just all like, like, I'm done. Like, I don't want any more creature features. But they showed him the drawing, and then he was just like, like, I don't know. And then he was just like thinking. He said that when he was looking at the tendrils and stuff like that, that it was reminding him of a horseshoe crab that he saw upside down dying. And he said it was the sound that he never forgot because it was like it was baking in the heat, and it was like I
Made that
can't
like
do
a
it justice.
yeah,
Like, I
like a
wish I could
clicking.
do that. Yeah. No.
Interesting.
Anytime I think of the Predator clicking, I think of two things. One, I'm not gonna tell you about because it's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be edited on this video.
You're looking for Predator, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh.
Um, Two is How I Met Your Mother. When Barney goes into the bar, he has the
Oh, yeah,
Predator
yeah, and he's
vision.
got the heat vision. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then he starts
Yeah.
doing the
Yep.
the clicking and whatnot, and then he's like walking by, still doing it.
Yep.
So those are the two things I always think of. But yeah, like, I just think, stuff like that, you don't get to hear or see stuff like that anymore because everything, the golden quote nowadays, we'll fix it in post. We'll just do a little bit of that, or like, it's nothing that catches you off guard where you're like, oh man, like, I never would have thought of that. And that's why
Yeah.
Peter Cullen is who he is for thinking like that and bringing something like that to life. Because that's iconic. You hear that clicking noise, Predator.
Yep.
So I mean,
It's always interesting how these sound people, like even like voice actors, sure, but even like sound designers, how they get inspired, or like they're like, oh, we made this iconic sound by like just rubbing like two rocks together or something. It's just like it's
yeah,
so
the Foley artist,
interesting.
dude. Like,
Yeah, it's just so interesting how they create these sounds, and you're just like what? Like you might think it's like, oh, it's probably all done from a soundboard. Like No, like if you ever watch somebody with a sound, like they have like their microphone set up and they literally just have like a toy box of just random stuff and they're just like playing with stuff and like, okay, that sounds good. Let's see what we can do here.
And it's always filmed in a shed for some reason. It's like they have like a shed where they, but you're right though, like some of those videos you can see like the containers in the back where it's just like a bunch of these things and they do it and then it just makes the noise. And yeah, it's just such a fascinating thing. If y'all have never looked into Foley work or just sound design, it's crazy when you start watching it. It really does change the way that you watch film. And
Yep.
I feel like it opens it up even more where you're like, oh man, that's so cool. And especially when like I'm trying to think of some modern movies that I've seen. I know Denis really good with it, like with the Dune movies. You know, he gets a lot of praise for that. Trying to think of like some recent ones that I've seen where it's just like, ooh. Like Darren Aronofsky's films are really good with that, where he can create this sense of dread. Um, Speaking of, have you watched The Whale yet? I know it was on your
No,
list for a while.
no, I have not.
Yeah, dude, definitely check it out. Like, I'm still recommending it to you. Just like with Mother, I mean, the sound work on Mother's crazy. Black Swan, I still want to see Caught Stealing, but yeah, definitely check out The Whale because the freaking sound in that movie like just amplifies everything that's going on in it. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I really don't have anything else. So, Robert, what do you give this movie out of 10?
Ooh, man. So I was thinking about this one, and I think this one, and I guess kind of foreshadowing with our next video with Predator 2 is probably gonna honestly, I think it's gonna be a lot closer than some people might think. But with this one, given, I mean, it's a fun movie. There's not a whole lot that's wrong with it. I mean, other than my minor nitpicking or whatever, but I think again, it's a good film. I guess a lot of people. This is a beloved movie and a beloved franchise. It's got pretty much everything you want in an '80s action movie, and plus some. But for me, and again, it's just maybe because I watched it, later in life, or like mid 2000s, right? I didn't watch it like growing up in the '90s or whatever it was. It was a movie I watched a little bit later, but I still feel strongly. I think I might give it like a solid 7 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
How about you?
So, um very similar to what you said. I have a really interesting relationship with this movie. I actually saw this movie after I saw the second one. I'll go into more detail regarding that in the next video. But this is not my favorite Arnold movie. It's definitely an Arnold movie though. It
Oh yeah.
almost feels independent, but I mean that goes with the fact that this was John McTiernan's like first big budget, and when you think big budget, this is what big budget was back in the 80s. And the cinematography is great, especially with the close-ups, the glances from the characters. Again, I miss John McTiernan films, except you, Rollerball. You can burn in hell. Um, if you haven't, though, like I said, check out Basic. That's a similar feeling that I have with the feel and vibe with this movie. This one is gore in all the right ways that it needs to be. That's one thing I didn't talk about. Let's see what else. Um, the effects are amazing. I love the score. When I was watching it, it just felt like it was dragging. But like I said,
Yeah.
it could be attributed to I had already seen this, so I felt like I just wanted to like get it over and done with. So with that being said, I'm giving this a 7.5 out of 10. Again, not a bad thing, but it's just that's what the standard is for this.
Nice.
So
I mean, I still think it's a solid score, and I agree.
yeah,
Like I honestly think I think you're right. I vaguely remember watching Predator 2 on TV at one point when I was younger, but it's
Yeah.
one of those ones where I remember the beginning because I remember the scene. I mean, I'll get into it, but like the when Harrigan backs up the his car, knocks off the door, and he's doing that, and I
Yeah.
remember the pistol at the end. So I honestly think I have an earlier memory of watching, at least remembering scenes from that movie before I've seen this one. So I could
Same
have
thing,
watched.
dude. Did you watch it on
So
Fox?
I
Did you
don't.
watch it on Fox on
it
like a
probably
Saturday afternoon?
it probably was because we didn't really have cable growing up, so
Same.
we probably just had basic channels. So it could have been on Fox, but
Predator 2 starring Danny Glover. We'll be right
yeah.
back.
But I mean, yeah, those two scenes specifically, I remember from that, and that might have been my earliest memory of a Predator, any Predator movie. So I think I probably have seen at least Predator 2 before this one.
Yeah, and I feel like it shaped it. Like
Yeah,
it's definitely one of those things when you go back, it's like, oh, okay. But
yeah,
like you said, we'll talk about that one in the next one because we got to keep some secrets for ourselves.
yep.
But speaking of something that won't be a secret, let us switch gears and talk the
To
tier
the,
list. Robert,
do you want to
where
go first?
you
I
want me
think
to go
you should
first?
go first. You
I
should go first.
well, thank you, sir. Thank
Just
you.
just by knowing what I know, like when we've talked off screen about Predator 2, I feel like I should go first for Predator 2.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So let's
So
see. Where would you rank this one?
this was gonna be kind of a shocker. Where I'm gonna put this one, but I have to preface again. This is not a bad thing. This will change more than likely, especially as we continue this ranked series. There's gonna be a lot of interesting choices. Now, for Predator 1, I'm giving it in the B tier, but it is a B plus. I do not feel like this is an A level movie where it's like, oh yeah, like I'm putting it on and like I'm gonna watch this one. Again, lots of great things, but just for replay value, again, I have to be in the mood. And if it was one where I'm just like, oh no, throw it on, like I'd be down, it would be in the A tier. But for this one, I feel like you do have to do a little work sometimes, and it has to be in the right mindset and right mood for it. So, like I said, not a bad thing, still very good, and we still have next couple of videos, so this could change, especially as we talk more in detail with the other films. But that is where I'm at, a B plus. So, Robert, where do you rate Predator?
So I think honestly, I mean, right off the start, I think this one's probably the hardest one for me to rank. Looking at all of them, I mean, I already know which one my favorite, and I already know which one's probably my least favorite going into this. I mean, I would hope so, right? I mean, doing a rank list, but you never know. Like when you're doing these and you're like you're looking at them and you're like, you kind of think about it, right?
Yeah.
But I can tell you, like, there is for sure one movie on this list where after I watch it, I immediately want to watch it again. Um, it may surprise some people, may not, but I think I'm in agreement with you. I think I was gonna slot this in a B, but I think I will preface by saying that this one probably will change. Just given where I might rank the other ones. Um, Again, this is a good movie. If this is your favorite, like if the audience, if you find that this one's your favorite, I can totally see why. Um, but at least going into this, because a lot of times this is what people watch the first one, right? Um, a lot of the people that like this franchise are probably a little older, so this is their first movie and their first, introduction to this franchise. So I can totally see if this being your favorite, I totally get it. For me, I mean, I guess I can just say it's probably not my favorite. But again, still a good movie. I agree. B plus is a good spot to have it. If we ever wanted to break down the tier makers even further, to have B plus, B, and B minus, we could do that, but I'm not going to. Maybe if we get into a franchise with like 30 movies like Marvel, but
Pixar.
or Pixar. Yeah. We can have that conversation. But I think a B plus is good. Again, that this one I think out of any of them is probably subject to change. So if you're angry, just give it time. Let the series play itself out. Might have room to, bump up, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think a B plus solid entry for this franchise.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Robert. Appreciate your take on it. Aside from
You
that,
as well.
thank you, thank you. Aside from that, thank you all so much for watching. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. This is your first time in the Ranks series. Welcome. Definitely check out the previous ranked series installments. Robert will talk about those in just a moment. But speaking of Robert, as he always says, get down in the comments. We want to hear from y'all. What do you think of the tier list so far? Are you in agreement with us? Is this a B plus movie? Does it deserve to be higher? Does it deserve to be lower? Time will tell. And honestly, we want to hear from you. So anything you got, go ahead and drop it down in those comments. Speaking of, Robert, would you like to let them know about the other stuff we have going on and possibly tease the next episode?
Well, I can definitely tease the next episode of this ranked series. We will be doing, spoiler alert and a big shocker, Predator 2. I know, outrageous, outrageous, doing the sequel to this one. But
How
yes,
dare we?
as alluded, we had this is I think our fourth ranked series. We did the Superman franchise, we did the Mission Impossible franchise, and we just wrapped up the Conjuring franchise. So if you're a fan of either of those, feel free to check them out. And then you can continue on with this journey on the as we do the Predator movies. We also have a bunch of other trailer reactions on the channel. I think we're up over like 100, 110, something like that. We got movies, shows, games. If you have something you might want us to react to, drop it in the comments. We do take user requests. We've done a few of them already. Most of them Common Writer. We've had a lot of fun reacting to those. But yes, uh, stay tuned as this ranked series continues.
Awesome, Robert. Appreciate you as always, and we appreciate y'all for watching. See you in the next episode.
Stick around.